Hey everybody, what's going on? Thanks for checking out the channel. So today I got a Tikka TX1 17 HMR. Figured I'd do a quick video on it just because there isn't a ton of info out on YouTube or on any of the forums. So I was reading some stuff on forums. People wanted to see them out of the stock and see what the action looked like inside there and see what the inside of the stock looked like and all that. So I'll probably take it out of the stock, just show you that, show you the trigger pull, get out and shoot it a little bit. Nothing too fancy, I'm just going to kind of shoot it because I'm itching to. I'm not really set up for doing accuracy testing right now, so yeah, I shot it yesterday, 30 rounds or so, and then last night I took it apart and I just turned there's an Allen head right here on the trigger that I just turned a few times to adjust the trigger weight, and it seemed to do a lot. The trigger was good, it was just a little heavy, but there's no creep in it, which is awesome. You don't get that with factory triggers very much. So I figured I'd check it. I put some empty brass in there just so it wouldn't, damage the chamber. But I got a mechanical Timony trigger gauge here. Not as fancy as a digital, but it'll work. So I'm going to just pull it 4 or 5 times, see what it breaks at. So you can't read the numbers, but it's 1 3/4 pound. Do it again here. Uh, 1 7/8. I'm getting bad glare, so you can't really read it. A couple more times. Yes, that time it was 1.5 pounds. One more. 1 3/4. So I'd say it's 1 3/4 is going to be 4 times out of 5 is what it's going to land at, which is really good from the factory, I think. So the mounts that I ended up getting, because it doesn't come with any mounts, it comes in the box with one mag, the bolts out of it, and it's just sitting there in a cheap cardboard box with some foam. But these are just Tikka TX, they're not T3X, but just T3, so Tikka T3 2-piece tally set. And I got mediums just because that's what I usually run if I don't know what I want. But they bolt screw down with just 2 screws right there, and they fit perfect. So if anybody's wondering what to get for mounts and you don't want to mess with the dovetail or the 1-piece or whatever, you can just get 2-piece Tikka T3, which is fine for me because I'm just going to run it as a hunting. It's not going to be set up in an expensive stock with a 1-piece mount and $1 million scope. So the mags are all polymer, which I think everybody already knows, but they seem really well built and I haven't had any malfunctions with it yet at all, which is good. There's been a couple times where the end of the bullet will just stick into the side of the chamber there and you have to kind of hit it with your palm, but that's only happened right when I was first shooting it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it out of the stock and just show you guys. It's just 2 Allen heads right here, and they're not super tight, but so this will be kind of hard at the angle I'm at. So this is just injection molded polymer by the looks. It seems plenty rugged, and the stock feels good for plastic. I know most people have problems with plastic because they tend to flex, but this one's is really rigid for polymer. And I know they call it something fancy, Kevlar reinforced, blah blah blah, I don't know what it's called, but it has good texture on the palm and you can get the interchangeable grips, which I might end up doing. The end is just a plastic butt stock because there's no recoil with this gun, but yeah, the stock is probably the best poly stock I've shot. Well, the best cheap one. So that's what the bottom of the action looks like. The trigger, like I said, I just popped it out. I turned that screw right there a few turns and it's down to under 2 pounds with no creep, which is awesome. Saves you $130 to buy a trigger or more. And the receiver, they could have ended it here and just had the barrel into the receiver because it's way back there, but they did that, I assume, so that they could fit in a run-of-the-mill T3 stock. And then they added this little shim just to fill the barrel channel. So anyway, that's all I'm going to show you. I'm going to put it back in the stock. If somebody wants to leave a comment or ask for dimensions to see if it's going to fit in whatever stock you have planned for it, I can probably measure some stuff and reply. But I mean, everybody says it fits standard Tikka stock, so that's probably what I'd run with if it were me. But it goes together really simply, so. Sure, you're supposed to put this together with a torque wrench to 31 point blah 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 foot-pounds, but I'm just going to screw it together and go shoot it, because I'm not trying to shoot one-hole groups today. But overall, the quality is really nice. It's super smooth, super fast, short throw on the bolt, which is nice. And this awesome upside down video is gonna drive a ton of people nuts, I'm sure. So I'm gonna go out and shoot it, and then I'll record some measurements on the group size and all that. So I figured we'd go ahead and shoot this thing at 100. I've only shot enough to zero it. Then I shot at a metal spinner target out there at about 150. So I know it's close. So we're gonna do a few accuracy tests. I only have a 7-power scope on, so I don't expect a lot from me. I'm sure the gun's good. But let's go ahead and try it, we'll find out. Worst case, I'll have to do another review once I put some real glass on there. Let's see. Well, I forgot to say what I was using for ammo. This is TNT green, 17 HMR, 16 grain lead free, eco-friendly. So that TNT CCI 16 grain got way better than I thought it was gonna. I didn't measure it yet, but I'll measure it at the end. There's one kind of flyer, but the rest were right in under a ½ inch easy, which is surprising. I have shot a lot through Savage, Marlin, and Ruger 17 HMRs, and Savage was definitely the most accurate, but so cheap feeling compared to this rifle. So far, I'm impressed. I gotta find my ears, because these are a lot louder than a 22. So I just loaded up 5 rounds of Hornady 20 grain XTPs, which has shot really good out of all my 17s, so hopefully it shoots good out of this as well. Loud. I love shooting before my foamies are fully expanded. That one looks like it strung out a little bit bigger than that last group. So this bolt is sweet. It's really smooth. I've had a few where they kind of hung up trying to get into the chamber, but nothing that you can't just smash it forward. Not sure if that's good for it, but The trigger is awesome. Like I said, I adjusted it down so it's breaking at 2 to 1 3/4 pounds, which is great, and there's no creep in it, like, at all, which is impressive for a factory trigger. So I figured I'd show you where we were shooting. We have potential to go back a ways if we want to shoot a little further, but for now we're shooting from here to way over there, up there on the balcony, deck, whatever you want to call it. So just so you have an idea how far it is. It's just about paced off at 100, not exact, but I'm not exactly doing precision shooting today because I'm limited with my scope, but we'll walk back. Icy. Oh yeah, it's kind of cold out too. It's not usually conducive to accurate shooting, but whatever. There it is. Way out. We got about 325 yards as far as you can see over there. So the last group we're going to be shooting today is with Game Point 20 grain CCIs. These shot good out of, I don't remember which one, I think it was my Ruger, but out of the Marlin and the Savage they shot, it wasn't 1 MOA. But we'll see how they are out of this. Then once I'm done with that, maybe I'll set the gong out at 150 and we'll just shoot that a few times. That's about all I can do with 3 types of ammo and a 7 power scope. Don't worry about that. It's definitely grouping a little bigger. Oh, we got one more. And it's not like I got it in a vise and I'm taking 2 minutes cool down per shot. This is just kind of real life shooting. Shot 3 groups with the 3 ammos that I have. That's all we're gonna do. I'll get some more ammo and maybe a different scope and do another video, but now we're gonna shoot it. I have a spinner going out there at 150 yards. Can't even see it. Right above that little patch of snow, there's an orange gong. Anyway, it's there. So my groups were coming in 2.5 inches high at 100, so I'm going to adjust this a little because it's only a 4-inch gong, so I'll bring it down a touch. This thing doesn't drop very much at 150 yards at all. This mag is cool. I mean, I already showed you this on the tabletop, but it's nice. I haven't had any problems with it. No hang-ups. Like I said, every once in a while the tip of the bullet will jam into the chamber and kind of get stuck, but it'll feed through. You just got to push it a little harder. And that only happened more yesterday when I was zeroing the rifle. I'm sure with some use it'll be less finicky. So let's see if we can hit the gong. It's a ways. Nothing compared to out west, but like nothing. Up here we're not going to get any shooting hunting situations any further than this. 99% of situations, so. deep mag. It was too easy, didn't miss it. Might have to drop it back to 200. We got out and shot it. It was a little bit cold, slightly windy. It wasn't too bad, but it's pretty cold. It's like 20 degrees out. Of course, the first group we shot was the best. That's the CCI green stuff, so it has no lead in it. 16 grain. Minus that flyer, that would have been an amazing group. But we'll measure it anyway. Center to center, it's 0.36 of the main group, which then I had the flyer that opened it up to 0.61. So still, just over a half inch and 100 yards is really good. And then I'd say it likes the lighter weight ones because these 20 grains opened up quite a bit. Let's see, I think that's the... Wow, still under an inch though. Thought that would be just over an inch. So yeah, biggest spread right there is 0.78. So a little over 3/4. And that was with the Hornady XTP 20 grain, which I've always liked a lot. And the last group was with the CCI game point ones, 20 grain soft point. And that one is 1.12, so just over an inch. I don't know. Usually that stuff shoots pretty good. But so yeah, that's funny because the 16 grain green is the cheapest ammo, basically. You can get it at Walmart for under $10 a box, and it's doing that at 100 yards. And it never shot as good out of my other guns, but that's awesome. I'm gonna have to load up on that ammo, I guess. All I'm doing today, took it out of stock, showed you a few things in there. Nothing really fancy. Did a nice boring commentary, some monotone talking, you know. But if there's anything you want to know about the gun, like dimensions or whatever, you can leave a comment. And if you want to see some more videos, you can like and subscribe to the page and comment about what you want to see, and we'll see if we can get something up. Thanks for watching.